prosperous economy is the dream of every nation. The most distinguishing trait of a prosperous economy is that it nurtures the spirit of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs are an asset to both developing and developed economies. So at a time when the world is witnessing an interesting interaction between entrepreneurship and economic development, here is an organization committed to entrepreneurship education, training, research and institution building. We are Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, popularly known as EDII.
A very good evening, everyone. A very good evening, Mumbai. Thank you for attending today's session. And I'm happy to see that a lot of students and SMEs who are joined us for ThriveNation today. So ThriveNation is one of its kind of an event, an initiative taken by Small Enterprise India. A big thank you to EDI Ahmedabad, who's supporting this initiative. ThriveNation is more than just an event. It's a movement dedicated to fostering entrepreneurship and innovation across India. By empowering aspiring entrepreneurs and providing them with the tools, resources, and education needed to succeed, ThriveNation aims to play a vital role in nation building. Through our collaboration with EDI Ahmedabad, we strive to reduce startup failures by promoting entrepreneurship education, guiding individuals towards sustainable business practices. Join us in shaping the future of entrepreneurship and building a thriving nation together. Welcome to ThriveNation. Well, a warm welcome to everyone. Well, let me introduce our eminent speakers, Dr. Satyaranjan Acharya, Professor Director and Department of Entrepreneurship Education, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad. Mr. Muralidharan Margabandhu, who's normally known as Coach Murali, Business Growth Coach at Mark Consulting. These are the two eminent speakers who will be talking on very crucial topics about entrepreneurship. Dr. Satyaranjan Acharya will be talking about career in entrepreneurship, and Coach Murali will be talking about building resilience, overcoming challenges in entrepreneurship. So these two eminent speakers will guide us through today's webinar. And welcome Dr. Satyaranjan Acharya, Professor and Director at the Department of Entrepreneurship Education, Entrepreneurship Development and Institute of India, Ahmedabad. Dr. Satyaranjan Acharya's career is a testament to his unwavering commitment to entrepreneurship education, mentorship, and fostering growth across various sectors. The National Teachers Award bestowed upon Dr. Acharya underscores the profound impact he has had on advancing entrepreneurship education in India. His leadership at Department of Entrepreneurship Education at EDI guides aspiring entrepreneurs, equipping them with the necessary skills and mindset to thrive in the competitive business landscape. As a director of Cradle, a DST-sponsored incubator and other incubation center at EDI, he is pivotal in providing crucial support and resources to startups, enabling them to translate their innovative ideas into viable business. Let's give him a big round of applause and welcome him to start the inaugural session of today's ThriveNation webinar.
So entrepreneurship is a very element. I think all of us are talking about a lot about entrepreneurship right now. Startup and entrepreneurship become a buzzword in the market right now. Next, so what is a dream? I think when I ask people that what do you want to, why entrepreneurship? People give me an answer that I want to start something. I want to be the CEO of my company. I want to be a co-founder. It is my dream. I'll be my boss. I'll be one who's coordinating. I'll be controlling. I think we talked about many aspirations associated with this called entrepreneurship. But logically, what is entrepreneurship? So entrepreneurship for me, this is the whole. I'll talk about background and entrepreneurship as a career. Entrepreneurship is not new to India. We are for a long period of time was involved in the entrepreneurship, but the process or the way it was happening may have changed over a period of time. We started something as a trader community. We all having a lot many raw materials, lot many resources that we have. We started providing these raw materials to all the Europeans or let's say the other part of the world. So we are just working on the raw materials and the became a trader. But when the industrial evolution taking place in the Europe and other places, they started using machineries to create lot many products. And then we started looking into what is called innovation. Back in India, post independence, we started producing something like we want to depend on our own production. That's the way we started manufacturing. Lot many piece used to have economic reforms taken place in the 90s. And then subsequently, the whole concept of startups entered the Indian context, something like around 2015 16. We started talking into startups. We started, India was India created the first department of Ministry of Entrepreneurship and Skill Development. And that's the way entrepreneurship became a buzzword in the marketplace. So there is a, relationship between this entrepreneurship, entrepreneur, and enterprise. Entrepreneurship is a behavior. It's a human behavior where we're looking for opportunities. We're looking for problem solving. We are right now more interested in developing this entrepreneurial skill set among all our students and participants across India. Let's try to solve the problem the country is facing. We are having so many issues, so many different problems. All of us are all looking at the problem, but we need to start solving these problems at this point. So who's an entrepreneur who try to have this particular behavior and the end result is created as an enterprise? All entrepreneurial interventions may not result in an enterprise. We may be working inside a company, maybe working in an organization as a doctor, as an engineer, as a teacher. All of us can behave entrepreneurially, who can see there is a problem and then try to solve like this. What is the difference between the normal business school versus entrepreneurship school? I think that's a clarity is very much required right now. What is an enterprise education versus entrepreneurship education? Most of the B schools that we have, they try to provide what is called as enterprise education. What is marketing? What is finance? How this marketing and finance can be there utilized for a company which is already running? How you have to do a balance sheet for a company which is running for so many periods. So these are something to do with what is called enterprise education. Entrepreneurship education is about how we can look for ways and means by which we can solve problem and convert the solution or that idea into a business process. I'll give an example. Recently, I was interacting with someone who was into the garbage collection business. So he was what was normally called as a kabadi. Nobody talked about that as a very big business idea. So this guy I was interacting, he was a normal garbage collector. He was graduation as a background, and he was working as a garbage collector. And he find out an opportunity that one of the company which is into solar cell business, they want to wind up separation, and there is a huge amount of solar panel they have, and they want to dispose it of. So this guy was into collecting this garbage, and he thought about let's take the solar panels and lot many aluminum contents are there because an aluminum frame the solar panel was this, and they can sell the aluminum frame and can work it out. So the guy was based from Ghaziabad in UP, come to Ahmedabad, taken a place, and bought all this the solar panel from this particular company, and then he started selling all those aluminum frames at which it has created. But once the aluminum has taken out, all the solar panels, so there's a huge amount of paper was there, and he have no idea how to recycle or sell or do anything because nobody was ready to buy this whole solar panel. This is a problem. I think if you go and check it out, we are all changing the technology at which the solar panels are there, and we are right now going to establish megawatt, gigawatt type of power generations with the solar panel, and we don't have a solution. What will happen to the old solar panel? So this person understood there is a problem, understood there is a huge amount of, he has got certain amount of solar panels and he has no way of what to do with this whole thing. He started using what can do it, this whole thing. He crossed the solar panels and then he started collecting what those things can be possible. He could find some amount of copper, some amount of what is called as plastic, some amount of silica and other, and then try to understand what can be done with this individual component. And once he started selling those components individually, he started earning a huge amount of money. And right now he is working on how he can solve this problem of India, that he can create a whole manufacturing facility where all the different used solar panels can be converted into various metals and can be sold in the marketplace. So I believe this is a very classic case that till this point of time, no bigger company which are producing solar panels are interested in creating a facility how to recycle solar panel and understanding that how big is the India as a capacity and how you can solve it. So I believe this is something to do with what we call as an entrepreneurship education. Let's train all our people to understand what are the resources that we have, how effectively we can utilize the resources to create business opportunities out of it. Everybody can see the solution, but convert the solution into business. So that is very essential at this point of time. So we are interested in a learning of entrepreneurial education rather than just as an entrepreneur education. Entrepreneurial is the whole thought process by which all of us can looking for a problem solving. Education through entrepreneurship, not about entrepreneurship. It's not just about storytelling that how the Adanis or Ambanis created such a long, big, such a huge empire. Rather, how I can come out with a small idea, try to convert into a business process, create a prototype, look for the customer attraction for it, and then start converting in business. And that's the way the differentiation created between what is called as an entrepreneurship education and what is called as enterprise education. So it's a combination of four broad components that is required that we called as knowledge, skill, and attitude, which is very essential. How this knowledge, skills, and attitudes can be involved in terms of ideation, resources, converting into action, and looking into growth. How the whole business ideas or business process is created inside Indian market. So there's two broad ways by which we can go for the solution. When I saw that there is a problem, we can solve it by two different lines. One, we can identify some technology and then try to develop a market for it, or we understand what is the market need and try to put a technology inside it. Because that's the way I think what's the whole of the market and the business are growing. We are looking into how technology can be adapted, and that's the way the startups are created in the market. So there is one process that let's try to understand the technology what is available and then try to develop a market for it. That we have a technology and let's look into how it can be utilized in the marketplace. Or let's try to understand what is the market need and then try to develop or whatever the existing technology and start solving that problem. You will understand that most of Indian startup or unicorns at this point of time are all into the second part. That is, they have understood there is a market need and then try to bring in the technology to solve that particular. We are looking into e-commerce, so there is a market. People are started demanding the product. Tier 2, Tier 3 cities are looking for good quality products, so e-com was come to the picture. Baiju would start providing the coaching and better quality of teaching services at the remote locations across. So the requirement for a tuition or a coaching service was there. Every parent was interested in providing a better type of facility to their next generation. And Baiju has used the technology as an enabler to provide that. So that part is a easier way of starting or nurturing a venture. So identify what is the problem which is available, which is there in your local market or any area. Try to adapt the technology which is available and then try to combine a matchmaking for it. And that's the way we solve the problem. The other one is that let's look into technology which is evolved over a period of time, technology which is available, and then try to bring the technology to the marketplace, which is normally called as technology commercialization. Lot many technologies are available in the marketplace. Let's try to bring those technology to the market. Try to commercialize those technology. Lot many patent for has been filed across India by research institution. Let's take some of the patent and try to look for commercialization, look for application part of the school technique. So this is a whole journey. As a startup, as I talked about, let's create a prototype, try to create an MVP for that, and look into production. And this whole journey is in the two axes. One is called the value, how I'm trying to add value in the whole process, and how effectively I'm getting engaged with my customer, and that's the way the whole of the journey takes place. So we at EDI try to help nurture this whole journey from ideation to creating a prototyping to create a viable product and look for the production. The whole of the journey is supported by education, understanding what are the theory that is required, and then try to apply in a practical to go through the whole journey so that we can reduce the failure part. This is a question that I used to ask everybody. Are you looking to start early or start right? Start early means at any age, let me go and jump and let's see what is happening. Or let me prepare everything and if the things are all good, then only I'll start something. It's a debatable. It can have multiple answers for it. People may have different propositions. But what we feel as a educator in entrepreneurship education, I believe start early is the right answer. Start early as possible and start experimenting. Entrepreneurship for me is an experimentation. The way we do experiment in physics lab or chemistry laboratories, entrepreneurship is also an experiment with an idea. I come with an idea. Idea is nothing but a solution for an existing problem. People may accept my solution, may not accept my solution, but the whole process of explaining people about the solution, I learn a lot. Explaining my customers, explaining my stakeholders about the solutions I'm thinking about, and then try to convince them or try to get the feedback from them. I think that journey is the most powerful journey for any entrepreneur. And that is all possible when I start experimenting with ideas. When you are young, when your age is in your sight, you can experiment multiple times. So if you feel that I start at the age of 20, 21, 22, I get a failure, I'll again start at 24, again start at 26, is all restart that can be there. And with this multiple restart, you'll certainly get success. Nobody gets success in the market with the first attempt. That for the first time I come to an idea and just implement and get an success. It takes time because that's the whole experience is required. So for it, it is very essential that young people like all of us, all of you who are listening to us, is that let's start trying different ideas. Let's start implementing ideas. We may get success, may failure, but that is the whole process of learning by which an entrepreneur is created. When I look into entrepreneurship as a career, so whole of the landscape I divide into four broad parts. At the bottom of pyramid, there are lot many livelihood or social entrepreneurs are there. We need to support them, create groups of them, try to create an identity for them, and try to work out for their support and create a business out of it. I will give you a very simple example. If you know about Kadaknath eggs, that is a particular plant in tribal district where the people are having a type of chicken which is giving an egg which is very nutritious. So a GI indicator was filed for this aid, and subsequently a group was created, and different corporates provided support to create a market linkage. And today, the huge quantity of that chicken and also the egg are right now exported from India. We need young people like all of you. Look for the resources that India is having, leverage those resources, and create beautiful ideas out of that. We have small and medium enterprises. Chunk up 95% of our business are in small enterprises. As per the government of India's definition of small and medium, chunk of our thing, almost 90-95% are small, and then medium is around 5%, and the large enterprises, what is called as the big companies, that the story that all learn is just 1% of the total amount of business that we are having. So we need to start with supporting this whole of the small and medium, try to provide technology to them, upgrade and start working at a small and medium. The third part is the startup as a career, when you can have your technology enabled business and create an experimental an idea. Or the fourth is a corporate entrepreneurship, where you join a company as a co-founder, join a company as a franchisee owner, join a company and start creating growth for the business inside. So I believe these are the four broad carriers for any aspirant in the entrepreneurship as a career. There are lots many myths. People look into that. They only do lot many thinking, or this is action required. I believe thinking and action both are required. It is not that the startup are only looking into profitable opportunity in high tech industry. Most of the startups are created in those industries where the startup entrepreneur or the entrepreneur understand that this is a business which I understand. My background is in particular area. I understand this technology or I understand this market. Most of the entrepreneur created business in the area where they are more familiar. There is lot many myths are there. Something like somebody thought about this is the idea for the first time I thought in the market. I feel there is nothing. There are lot many ideas, similar ideas are there. It is better that we should go and check it out in the market to understand the market and how effectively I convert that idea being adapted to the market is more essential. What is the type of value that you are getting? And it's very essential that we are trying to execute as per the idea for the market requirement where we get the maximum success at a point of time. As an entrepreneur, we don't expect somebody to be specializing in marketing or finance or HR, but we need somebody to understand each and every parameter. You must be knowing what is market, what is called finance, and how HR, how to interest our business. So it's a combination. A normal business school provide a specialization, where an entrepreneurship school looks for a combination of skill set that you know how to use technology and how to understand market because you need to combine all those building blocks that is required for a business. It is not required that you just expert in one field and don't understand what is happening in the other. Next, entrepreneurship program, the basic objective, we divide them into three parts at EDI. One, that how a student can look for an idea and convert that idea into business. Next, if the student is from family business, how he can understand the family business, how he can grow further. Chunk of the India's SMEs are from the family business and they require that what is the type of newer products, features, new value addition they can do for this existing business, what newer technology they can bring to their existing business so that it can grow faster. Or the third option is that how, if somebody is interested to join a company and work as a manager, that he can do, because this program that we are offering at EDI is a postgraduate diploma in management, uh, uh, approved by All India Council of Technical Education. So this is an AICTE approved program with NBA approved. So it's a pure MBA program, and the students is as a degree which is as a normal MBA program. But the only difference is that the whole ecosystem we try to build inside the campus. So we talked about there are challenges in the family business. We have lot many family business that not getting. The next generation is not interested working in the same family business. There is a succession challenge. There is a challenge that to bring newer ideas inside the family business. There is a challenge in terms of growing the family business, and in terms of SME and startup. The biggest challenge is that how they can grow faster, how they can get the funding, how they can how better they can grab the market and look for an opportunity so that they can exit from the particular business idea. So these are all challenges and opportunities are there both in family business or SME at this point of time. What are the different emerging sectors that is taking place right now? We are finding that lot many people into the healthcare solution, which is one of the area which is growing beyond COVID. Lot many ideas that I'm finding is that in healthcare. The other pillar is agri-tech. On an average, I'm interacting with lot many students or but the startup who are interested in agri-tech in the varied field. It can be agri, food processing. That's the sector which is the people are trying to build in technologies now for vertical farming, hydroponics to into processing, food processing, to creating various products out of combining multiple fruits and vegetables. Then looking for ideas of business model like the model of when I have a startup which is actually creating a model of providing fruit juices, cold pressed fruit juices on a subscription basis on the local area. So I think lot many ideas that we are right now finding in that. Fintech is something which is growing, but the bigger companies are required. EdTech was disruptive at a point of time, but it has slowed down. And renewable energy is one of the sector which is growing. So you may choose any of the sectors depending on the type of opportunity it is providing currently in India. And then any of the challenges that we find it out, how it can be converted into business process. Next, getting back to EDI, which is a institute based at Ahmedabad. This is a 40-year-old institute promoted by developmental banks like IDBI, ICICI, and State Bank of India. More than 2,000 odd alumni are there. This is the course is for the last 26 odd years. We are having this course that we are offering, and we are just nurturing the family business and the new enterprise creation aspiration of the student. So what we offer inside the campus is a whole of the ecosystem where every student, everyone is interested in setting their own business and want to expand further. The whole education we try to come out with the facilities like we obviously was the eminent faculty. There is a rigorous curriculum where the students are given what is called as a milestone that they need to achieve over a period of time. They need to experiment with these ideas. Uh, Extensive alumni network who can provide the support. If somebody is interested to establish a business in one area, let's say I want to work on the steel industry, so I can have at least 8 to 10 alumni who will be working on the similar area who can support and the seed funding support that is required to start it. So we offer 4 different programs. One is PGDM in entrepreneurship. That's a core program which we are offering for last 26 batch that we have. PGDM IV, that is Innovation, Entrepreneurship, and Venture Development, is the third batch. This is a more focused towards startup. The entrepreneurship program is more focused towards SME and the family business, where IV is more towards startup. We also offer a fellow program in management, which is for the PhD and PGDM online that we are adding. If you are student will be coming to Ahmedabad for taking a full-time course, you can also join EDI and the PGDM online program. All these programs are AICTE approved program, and the PGDM E is accredited by National Board of Accreditation. Next. So the whole architecture comes with the core courses, elective. The whole 2 years has been divided into 3 terms each. It's a combination of some core courses. I think that is required to understand about financial accounting, organizational behavior, marketing, quantitative techniques. These are all core courses which is required, which is all given in the first year. And then it is combined with or layered with entrepreneurship courses like entrepreneurship theory, how to identify opportunity, experiential learning where you start converting your ideas, understanding the the market segmentation where you try to offer looking for the new product development. So these are all which is provided as added entrepreneurship courses. In the second term and the third term, students are given something called as the industry verticals. Industry verticals are more depth about a particular industry to understand what are the government policies supporting it. So you want to enter into, let's say, biotechnology industry. So what are the sector, which are the states which are promoting biotechnology right now? What is the type of support which is available from the center? What is the different incubators or patents which is currently available? So understanding all those basics are referred as industry verticals which we provide. So a student comes with an idea, get the basics about the management, and then get an understanding that how he can analyze a business environment and then start analyzing the environment of any specific industry so that he can understand what are the opportunity that particular sector is providing at this point of time. Second year, the students are given specializations like new enterprise creation, family business management, or social entrepreneurship. They can choose any of the sector. Each sector talked about various number of courses like how to manage lunch and business, or what are the family business dynamics, or how to create a social entrepreneurship, and then all related subjects are there. As it is provided in any of this MBA schools, we also provide all the functional areas like marketing, finance, international business, human resource management, startup, business analytics, and information. But all those subjects what we offer are as a combination to the student, so that he can, if he is creating a startup in an area where he is looking into how to market those startups, so that the input can be given to him, so that he can work on those particular business or an area. So all the subject which is provided to the student is just to support the business process creation. So if I'm interested in automobile industry, I can choose subject in industry verticals, create a business idea based on that, and then can combine my specialization functional areas around it. And that is the unique differentiator between EDI's program and the rest of the program. By the end of the second year, the students are required to present a DPR, that is called detailed project report, or a family business prospective plan for the next 5 years, what they try to achieve for their family business, or what they want to do in terms of the new idea that they want to do work. And these DPR and FIPPs are pitched before the family farm or before the investor who may be from banks or financial institution, where they can provide us support in terms of grants, in terms of equity funding, or in terms of debt funding. So it is a complete package from getting an idea to get the whole nurturing and mentoring to work on this idea to convert them into a business. And the whole process is created by various milestones that every student is given that by the end of this first month, what they should do, by the end of second month, by the end of third month. So when the whole program is going to be completed, he has a complete business and start running it. So this is the program at TechTech. I think let's move faster. So the students do in various areas like services, electronics. We have alumni who are into various sides of business, and then the ventures are into manufacturing, textile, services, agri-food business. Next, we have an incubator at the campus which provide the support. So if somebody is interested in tech-enabled idea, they can always get the benefit of the DST-sponsored incubator. Next, I have companies which are currently inside the campus who are Omni BRX is into the biotech-based company. I have a company which is into charging infrastructure. I have one by alumni who has uh, uh, is working in the companies also. So you can find all this information in the EDI's alumni website. I have startups which have raised money from the Shark Tank, from the IPO. We can talk about Theka Coffee, which is already a 100 crore valuation company. Abhishek More, which is just recently raised money from the capital market. The company is called DigiCore, is an alumnus of EDI. About the fee structure and the admission process, you can always visit the website and get more information. Admission process, register yourself. That's the website you have to visit is called ediindia.ac.in. Fill the process. It is self-explanatory, and you can go for the personal interview based on your scoring. They'll ask for the admission process. The basic requirement is that students should be graduate with 50% mark and must be applied through any of the tests like CAT, PAT, CHAT, ATMA, and SIM. We also provide scholarships to the students in terms of merit compliance basis, and the scholarships are available. So the people from having issues in terms of paying the fee can be supported, and they can be also at there. So from my side, thank you for giving me time. And if there is any questions, I'll certainly try to answer. Thank you.
So thank you, Dr. Satya. I think it was a very insightful presentation. Normally, your presentation takes some more time, and being an online, I think it has been cut short. But it was really a great insight about EDI, the courses they offer, and the alumni. The strength is alumni, and that's how the students who get to join the EDI get to connect with the alumni, and that's a kind of a major help that EDI can provide. One of the major. So thank you very much.
We are Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, popularly known as EDII, the premier national resource organization in entrepreneurship since 1983. EDII was set up at Ahmedabad by Apex Financial Institutions, the IDBI Bank Limited, the ICICI Bank Limited, IFCI Limited and the State Bank of India, with support from the Government of Gujarat. The institute embarked upon a journey of creating successful entrepreneurs with the launch of the first ever entrepreneurship development training concept, hailed as the EDII EDP model. Training became a core area, beginning from sensitizing people about entrepreneurship to hardcore training to ensure that new enterprises became widespread. The training range expanded to include sector and target-specific programs, cluster development in both organized and unorganized sectors, and capacity building to generate tangible results.
EDII has been working with various target groups to help them through interventions of education, training, grooming, mentoring support and incubation support to contribute to the nation building and economic development. We are very happy that we have experience of working within the country and outside, and EDII is credited with leading entrepreneurship movement in the country.
And I would like to now invite our next speaker, Coach Murli. His full name is Mr. Muralidharan Margabandhu, who is a founder of Mark Consulting. As Coach Murli is a business growth coach, a serial entrepreneur with 16 businesses behind him. Comes with 40 plus years experience, specialist in turning around businesses that are in loss and debt. Trained over 1,000 businesses, coached over 300 businesses. Is an author, creator of management development program for universities, a keynote speaker and contributor to self-reliant Bharat movement. So let's welcome him.
Welcome you all. Okay, guys, entrepreneurial resilience is a very, very niche subject where see, this is more to do with the psychology than with the business process. Okay, so this is something which Dojo chose me probably because I have had more resilience in business compared to many other people. Anyway, I am Coach Murli, as was mentioned to him. So for you to just get a basic idea of what resilience is. Resilience is, in English, the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from a situation which is otherwise difficult for you, right? So that's where we come from. So this is a just basic understanding of trying to see what resilience is. I just thought this analogy would really help us to understand what resilience is all about. Just visualize that you have a spring in front of you. You have a table and you have a spring just kept on the table. Just touch the spring and see how it reacts. Just shakes. Just visualize that, okay? I hope you can all do that. And press it a little harder, it shakes faster. Okay? Press it very hard, it just, the action is much more. And then just go and push it, completely. What does it do? So what happens when you just press your spring, which is kept on the table? What happens? It just bounces, right? Bounces with vengeance. That's what is an entrepreneur supposed to be. The characteristics of the spring, what happens with the spring is, a spring is actually made of high strength. It has got a very high potential and high energy. Now relate that with you. This is just about you. We are not talking about the spring. We are talking about you. You are supposed to have very high strength, very high potential, very high energy. That's what you are made of if you are going to be an entrepreneur, right? And it has got a very high elasticity. It just returns back to normal, how much ever pressure you exert on that. It has got extensive elastic range, and it has got a lot of energy stored into it. It returns to its normal shape after being compressed or extended by force. See, either way, you expand it or you compress it, it just comes back to normal shape. So the elasticity is what is very important here, right? Doesn't like to be pushed. Just try pushing, elasticity. We have just seen, push it inside, push it outside. It just comes back to normal. Likes to be what it is in its original shape. Tries to come back to its original shape, whatever you do to the spring. If you closely observe entrepreneurs, whether they are successful or whether they have taken a beating, they are people who love to be themselves, irrespective of whatever the situation is going to be. The idea is to see that we fight against anything that causes abnormality in us. Extension or compression, anything. That's what we see is being done by the spring. And what you see here is that the spring takes corrective action. The corrective action which is needed because there was an action by the external force which was either compressing or expanding it without its own willingness. And because of that, a corrective action was taken by the spring. That's what you will also see with entrepreneurs who are very strong. After all, they are made of very strong material, right? And the spring and them act in the direction opposite of the compression or extension of the spring. You just push it, it just expands. You expand, it pushes itself back. Just see, the action is always opposite to the external forces. Right? Good. And it's designed to be resilient. See, it's not that the spring may look very, tender, but it's not. It's actually designed to be resilient. The very purpose of the spring itself is to be resilient and capable of undergoing large deflections, very large deflections when compared to the size of that, multi-times. Okay. Now the question is, how do I become resilient? How do I face these kind of situations, and what do I do about it when there is going to be external challenges which we have to face? We have to now divide it into two different scenarios or two different actions. One, at the organizational level. The resilience has to be in the organizational level, number one. And how is that going to happen? See, this comes with preparation, and this comes with education, and this comes with some kind of awareness. The preparedness and awareness. What happens is, you just need to be aware of the possible threats and risks. What we need to do here in terms of preparedness is visualization, because we wouldn't know, we are not gods, right, to understand or assess or predict the future. So we can possibly see through, okay, these are all the situations, these are all the changes which are taking place in the market, in the customers, in the technology, and these are all the evolutions. These possibly could create this kind of disturbances in the market or in the products or in the customer's mind or the way they are buying and the market itself. So just have a kind of a visualization. We may not be perfectly right, but at least we will be prepared instead of being caught unaware. So this is very important for us, right? So being prepared with an awareness of possible threats and risks is the first thing. This is for the organization. And then focus on critical environment. What are all the critical environments? What are all the trends taking place in the market? What are all the market forces that are playing right now? That is the external forces. what are all the industry forces, and what is the macroeconomics that's happening in the country and in the international market. So these are all very critical. Many people think, that I am a small business owner. How is the macroeconomics going to affect me? My dear friends, please go back to history and see how macroeconomics has affected small businesses. Industry forces. There is a lot of, evolution taking place in technology, in marketing, in terms of the consumer behavior and the consumerism itself in the marketplace. Everything is changing. And based on this, all these factors are going to change. Okay? And financial health, my dear friends, for any, see, you need the strength to come back, right? So financial health of an organization is very important. And organization, whether it is profitable or not, even if the organization is going to be in cumulative loss, if it is going to be in positive cash flow, it can still thrive. Okay, for people who have not got into business, this may be sounding like Latin and Greek. That's perfectly okay. But at least try to remember this important slogan. A business has to be in positive cash flow. Just try to understand, and you can possibly, send a message to me and I'll explain what that is all about. And what is important is there has to be a training there is training for preparedness to respond during crisis. It is about how we are going to take up the challenge of the crisis when it is really hitting us hard. And in many businesses, crisis is going to be very, very difficult situation. Like it could be either industrial, it could be natural, it could be anything. Okay. Then looking at, this is about the preparation by the organization. We were talking about preparation at the organizational level. Okay. Now, the preparation has to be at the personal level. Why? This is a question which many of you may ask me. What is the difference between an organizational preparedness and a personal preparedness? My dear friends, a business is nothing but a reflection of the business owner's mindset. A business is a game which is played in the mind by the mind of the business owner. You will probably see, see many situations where you will always see businesses which are starting. I have an excellent example. Like if you closely observe, we have in Reliance, we have seen what happened in Reliance family. Both Anil Ambani and given kind of similar, when the partition happened, both of them were given similar kind of businesses in the platter. And what happened to both of them? Where is Mukesh and where is Anil today? Why is that happening? When two people have been given such great business houses together, probably equivalent in terms of the value, why is that only one person is, sitting on top, the other person is still having challenges? So it's not about the money. It's not about the infrastructure. It's not about, what is that asset base that you have got. My dear friends, please understand. It's all about the mindset. The business is something which is played here. You will always notice that many people think that it is the money which is very important for business to grow. It has been proved time and again. Kindly go back to history in India or elsewhere in the world, where we can always notice that there are most of the businesses which are very big today were humble when they started. And it was not the power of money that made them very big today, that made them, either big corporate houses or unicorns for startups, whatever. It is just about the mindset. It's about the willingness to work. It's about the willingness to share. It's about the willingness to give to the society. It's about the willingness to see that the society is benefiting out of their product. What we have to understand here is something very important, that any business which is successful, if you go back closely and see, all the businesses which are successful have been socially responsible. It's not about making money here. Business, yes, the very objective of coming here is a vocation. It's instead of working elsewhere, you are going to start your business where you have to make your profits. You are going to pump in your money. You have to have profits, you have to have income out of it, and you have to grow big. All that's given. Absolutely not a problem. But what is important is the objective of the business has to be to see that you are going to deliver something which is going to make a difference either to the society or to any specific industry or to specific people. There has to be benefit. People do not buy products, people buy results, people buy benefits. Please remember this. This is very important for us to understand. So this positive mindset is what is required for us to be resilient. And then adaptability. The situations keep changing. We have been seeing, right? The businesses, the lifespan of businesses is coming down. It's hovering around 15 now, and it's expected that it'll hit 10 in the next 5 or 7 years. Why is it happening? It's because we are not prepared for adapting ourselves. So businesses which are able to adapt themselves to the changing environment, changing scenario, and the challenges which are thrown, and the surprises which are being met, that is where businesses which are successful and which are suffering have a great difference. That's the greatest differentiator there in those two businesses, right? Problem solving skills. Problem solving skills are important in two areas. One is in the level of management. Like, a management, many people think is a businessman is somebody who is a specialist in something. Maybe yes, maybe no. I've seen many business owners who are not specialized in their domain, when they have expanded or when they have gone for, some kind of diversification. I've seen businesses where they were not good at understanding the subject, but they had been great in terms of, management skills, where they were able to solve problems, where they were able to do crisis management, where they were able to take the right decisions at the right time. The problem solving skills, if you look at it, is all about decision making. What is decision making? People talk about decision making, right? I have a quote which I learned from my guru. A decision is the right choice of alternatives at that point of a time. Whatever decision we take today is right now. It is correct. Maybe it would have been wrong yesterday. It could be wrong tomorrow. Doesn't matter. Now, this moment, whatever decision we are taking, is it right? Is the problem that we are solving now, is like whatever challenges, solutions, or results that we have developed 10 years back is not going to be the same today or 10 years later from now. Yeah. And then surround with better people. This is a very, very important thing for business owners to understand and appreciate and practice. Every business has got 5 critical vital components, 11 critical departments, and 39 elements. Anyway, they are all very big subjects to discuss. But I'm just telling you, at least you have to remember 11 important departments are there in every business. And without at least the 5 critical elements which are not covered in business, the business cannot happen. And I have not come across any single business owner who is extremely good in all the 5. Or all the 11 or all the 39 that we have been talking about. It's very difficult. Probably we are all good at 1 or 2. And I have noticed that most of the business owners, especially domain experts, I see that they have a big challenge in terms of marketing, selling, or in terms of managing their money. We're all here to make money. We're all here to earn money. But are we really good? I think you need to ask this question to yourselves. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah, I don't have any questions. Okay, anybody having any questions now? I think we can take it and we can go, because I have another 5 minutes to go. So we can discuss that and then take it to the next level. Friends, remember only one thing. When we are talking about a business, business is an organization where the person who is running the business, the decision maker, the business owner, the investor, should be surrounded by people who are better than him or her. That is when the business is going to be really, blossoming to the next level. Otherwise, the business will stay put. What happens when the business owner is the best person in the organization? The business will grow to the level of his expertise and stop there. Okay. So that's a very important lesson that we need to learn here. So learning continuous learning is very important because everything is changing every day. It could be technology, it could be the market, it could be customer, it could be the product, anything. Everything is changing. Otherwise, if we are not going to be learning continuously, we are going to have real problem. And do you know something very interesting? When I said the business is a game which is played in the mind by the mind, it's very important to take care of your body, mind, and spirit. If your body, mind, and spirit are not going to be healthy, that will reflect in your business, my dear friends. This may sound very odd. This may sound very unique. This may sound very, different, and you may not be able to agree. I've seen this with many business owners, people who are very strong physically and mentally, or people who are very resilient. Resilience comes with the resilience of the body and resilience of the mind that reflects in the resilience of the business, my dear friends. So I'm right now done. I thought we'll go for discussions. If there are any questions, I think I'm ready to take it.
A very important point. You have explained it in a very simple way with simple examples. Two wonderful sessions, one by Dr. Satya about entrepreneurship as a career and Coach Murali about resilience in business. Beautiful two topics. And a big thanks to EDI Ahmedabad. EDI has taken this bold initiative of putting the notion of entrepreneurship as a career across the nation. We all have seen that many startups have failed to various reasons. So, and also the family business owners struggling to, sustain on their family succession. All this makes a lot of difference for entrepreneurs who are trying to understand how to take the business forward. So thank you all once again.